on defense. Gen.G on attack to start this one off. And it looks like they are going to have a little bit of love for mid to start here, like you were hoping, Dan.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how much they'll get out of this, because we see initially Gen.G actually spotting that and like, okay, we don't really want a part of this. They're going to fall back out towards A very quickly on this pistol, and Kooks is leading the charge. Will take down VCT, so that will help them to open up some position, maybe have some breathing room to plant this spike. However, XSET do have players in from spawn. Oh, Gen.G though, answering back nicely, looking like they have a huge advantage here as they try to get the plant down. Also trying to fake it, because if there is a player on the spike and he's planting it, obviously for those 4 seconds, they're down a man. And Sean he's just ravaging the defense right now. XSET, they got wiped clean, pretty much.
Taking them out with the Reyna, on fire with Phoenix, it doesn't matter. And Dan, I love the adaptation that round of what happened. There was, you saw at least the Omen and the Jet mid, right? And then you felt the utility of something else. So you're saying, wait, all right, yo, cat short, go short. We were going to beat them into sight, and then we set up. So really quick on the fly play there for Gen.G to understand that it was a stack towards B, and they take over with the power and numbers on A almost immediately.
In this run, the only firepower really is a Sheriff for BCJ, and on the XSET side of things. So not really too much for Gen.G to worry about, as long as they are... Okay, well, there goes the Sheriff.
No. Clotheslined.
Well, there's a control, so that kind of tells Gen.G exactly what they need to do now. So that's pretty much over now for this anti-eco. With that said, though, maybe XSET can find some exit kills. Again, though, the reason why that's unlikely is because of the control in mid from Sean, and also the control from GMD and A lobby. So there is always a safe exit. And you're not really motivated to kill these remaining players. You don't really get that much for doing it, except ultimate charge and maybe a little bit of kill bonus.
Yeah, or they're gonna, I was gonna say they're gonna throw themselves to the fire, but more like the shock dart as the flawless round comes up. Sean finds himself another round there, as he's just racking up the alt orbs through fragging out. And we are now into round 3. Should have weapons on both sides here. We'll see how XSET decides to play this, where their defensive is going. Always getting a few traps over towards that C side, makes it easy. It looks like they're going to leave B open, which is kind of a carefree thing. But they're going to do a window trap instead of the forward one that would detect a garage push. So we'll see how they decide to rotate off of this. And it looks like Thryfo is going to have to stay in C a little longer, depending on what happens.
Yeah, I like this from XSET, playing sort of retake on B, trying to get that aggression towards A lobby. They know it's a pretty good shot, that early round timing, so that this will be somewhat free for them. B's going to go to Gen.G, as we expected. And now it just comes down to, this is something that XSET would have probably expected as a very strong possibility. But it's hard to hold on to this side of things. There's no flanking though, so there's no A lobby push, there's no window control or grass control coming from XSET. That might make things a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, I love it. I think we saw, obviously people do it, but I know we saw Sentinels doing this quite a bit. It's just quick beef, dash in there with the jet, get out. And it just seems to be that round that works when you set a precedent towards other sites. But wait, XSET making a fight for this one as Kustas finds 3 with the Spectre just outside as they all line up to defend the spike. What a round there for Gen.G, but you gotta love it. In and out, you know they're gonna have to pressure it, and they're kind of back on their heels now for another round. 3-0 Gen.G.
Yeah, I really love this when you're on the bonus as well and you have the SMGs, because as you say, you know that you're going to get the plant, and so that's going to draw guaranteed fights to you in some spots where maybe you don't feel like you have a lot of advantages, but you get the spike money and you are going to force fights. And if you get some good timings, you might win the round. So it's like a great way to play the bonus. And we're still going to see a spec there on Michael. So economy definitely looking great for Gen.G, as XSET certainly on the back foot on another eco round. Bucky for Weeded. We see a Frenzy on Puro. Sheriff on, or I think there was a Sheriff in the mix. Yeah, there we go. Onto BCJ and Thryfo. So there is some firepower here for XSET. And you can see that they're almost anticipating a similar play, at least in the early timings. But there is a tripwire there to alert them to that.
Yeah, You only take that Vandal fight once when you only have a pistol. Backing up to see if they can get the close angles now for XSET inside that A site. And next round, definitely want to see XSET pushing up a little bit more, grabbing the info. It's something they suffered against FaZe, where FaZe was able to grab ground and know they could get someone there almost safely. But for this eco, it's all about the damage XSET can do to Gen.G's economy. Aaron takes one down there as they come in. Looks like it'll be the 3v3, but hard to take.
And it's such a smart rotation too from Gen.G, because in the middle of all of this, of course, we can see the lurk from Win.
Yep.
Able to take a lot of control, and he's actually trying to attack the safe rotation through spawn from the defenders. Wow, that's a great swing from Thwyfo, able to take down Win. That's a very important kill, and that's going to allow them to get quickly onto the site. And they know that there's no time here for Gen.G. Gen.G have to plant immediately. There's no messing around, which kind of guarantees XSET a faster rotation to attack this site, as they know that the closer positions for them aren't going to be taken. They know Garage is free, and here comes the attempt to split onto the sites. MD will get caught in the back, and looks like Mike will get caught quite badly as well. So that's a very important round for XSET to pick up. Very well played by them. I think both teams played this round correctly.
Yeah, there was amazing comms there. No one rushing in without the control of knowing what's going to happen first. Everybody looked at the angles that they needed to, and that dart that Thwyfo was able to find on, I believe, GMD it was, that kind of put a nail in the coffin for that one. Really great utility to still have up in the site, thwarting that one, and we see the XSET retake ability, again, coming into play a little as we go on to our next round. Here comes the op, though, for Win. It's up against Pure.
This is going to be interesting. There is a possibility for a forward paranoia as well as a dash, but it is, of course, the operator, so it will be forced back. Feeling the presence, so quick garage take coming through. Sean going to pop the run it back as he charges into gain some space. The tripwire doing his job. The paranoia also really slowing things down here. XSET are managing this situation pretty effectively, but the jiggle against Win, that's not going to work out for Pura. And now suddenly, huge ground gain by Gen.G. They were able to take one back with the showstopper. Weeded with the lurk for the smoke for the double. And it's looking very difficult now suddenly for Gen.G. But Sean coming in from the back is changing everything. As Kusta takes down Weeded, there's nothing left for XSET.
Wow, I mean, Long Sea is obviously one of the op havens, if you will, on Haven. But to just see the dry peaks on each other, that's not normal. That was, Spiro was trying to say, I got this, and Win said, no, I have the way longer angle, easy shot. You would have expected that maybe to come from the top of the C box, but it goes either way, right? Pura hits that shot, and we're talking about it differently. It is 4-1 now as Gen.G kind of staves off losing more than one here against XSET. Keep that advantage in their favor. XSET forced back onto a semi-bye.
Fighting one tag, but that is that for now. And you can see things are slowed down a lot here for Gen.G on the default, just trying to see if there's going to be any early aggressions coming in from XSET. XSET playing quite passively themselves as well, leaving the Cypher util towards A long and short just to be the info, the sole information for them. So right now, XSET don't have really any information. It's just what the Cypher cam may see.
Difficult to play comfortably off of that. That's like, maybe you feel comfortable at the shots when they get into sight, but using your util as soon as you see somebody and they're already cresting the entry into the site you're defending becomes a little too late. Here we have it into the A spike site, and the Hunter's Fury is not going to connect too much. He's forced to fake that as from the shadows gets canceled out, and now it is going to be a full hit here. So Gen.G already in, XSET to now perform another retake. Let's see how they do it with one shock dart out and a bit of damage.
Awkward stuff for them on the retake as Kura's trying to make some space here. The dash comes through right into the cage there. Will get taken down. BCJ able to get one kill, but Sean is going to annihilate the rest. Easy hold for Gen.G. They are looking indomitable on their attacking half so far. 5-1. And it doesn't seem to be improving for XSET. It's a tough one. You know, XSET, they played it really passively, and that was there's not really anything wrong with playing it really passively
Right.
in a situation like this where the other team slowed the pace down so much that they're trying to punish you playing for
Yeah.
information. It's just those retakes are not working out.
Yeah, I think the consideration of playing it passively also passively also has to be thought about what ults are ready. With the Hunter's Fury there, a Sova can just dry fire it into the defense entry point on A, and you have no way to help somebody if they're on default box. Heaven might be already smoked off, so being that far back, having the ult pushing you even farther back just, you know, adds to it. So it makes it difficult without considering those heading into the round. 5-1. See what ults might be up here. That Blade Storm as well as GMDs from the shadows. We'll see if they use that at all. Twyfo's Neuralink already down here, so it looks like it's going to be a C hit with the garage play, and already through is Sean on the enemy lines.
Some trades coming through, but it's quickly over as Gen.G just have too much. Nice anti-eco again, really able to deal with any of the shenanigans of XSET. I was really looking forward to seeing we did accomplishing something in the dark cover with the Bucky, but not to be. 6-1. It just continues this dominance from Gen.G. Of course, there's still an opportunity for XSET to turn things around, but really it should start here. And off the bat, we're not seeing anything too unusual from their initial setups. The Cypher util is mostly towards the C site there, looking to hold the backside if there is to be a finish on the C side. But again, mid pressure coming in as expected. A very fast lurk though from Kusta into short B. Oh, wow. Okay.
Oops.
GMD gets caught immediately by we did there. So some of these plays not working out off of the ults.
Feeling like they have a little padding to throw these few rounds in there. Get the nice trickery ones. And as well, if you can make these rounds count, then you're just in your opponent's head all sorts of ways. Here pushing into A once again. So look how far they can get up before being seen, right? Those kills happen and everybody's forced to rotate. Beautiful job by Aaron there to be there off the rotation since B isn't on full watch. But it's a scramble now. With Gen.G getting so close, they just start pulling the trigger, and XSET has to run. Nice dash out of the window. A little damage there, almost taking him out, and Mikhail answers back.
Twyfo finding some position to creep around the side, though, in the chaos, and XSET will finish it off. So it's an interesting one, Riv, because XSET, it's not as though they... Obviously, they did a great job to win the round, but it wasn't off of the back of them taking the initiative. It was them punishing plays by Gen.G that didn't work out. And so, in that sense, you know what you're always looking for in XSET's position is how can they replicate this success? Well, they got the kills on Sean, who didn't manage to do what he wanted with that run it back, and then obviously the very risky spawn from the shadows coming through as well that was punished by we did. So XSET, I mean, it is something though. They get another round on the board. How can they keep it going?
They like playing with fire. That's just it. More power to them. Let's see if it works. They're going into round number 9. How do they push? Oh, there it is. A little bit of push down long. That sonar allows them to get a bit more info. They can start to organize now. We're going to see Aaron probably push off, and now they rotate over. Love to see it. Gen.G Sean, another repeat. Run it back, coming through garage. As soon as Twyfo turns, that's going to be the time Sean comes around the corner and wins. Going to pick one up on Pure as well.
Yeah, excellent work.
Spike planted.
XSET didn't know what hit him.
Last player standing.
That initial duel on long, that Omen battle, was really where things started to get out of hand. It was a great swing from GMD, taking down we did in the 1v1, and just that fast control. That was the opportunity that then. A quick play into Garage, the run it back coming through from Sean. They were just ready to pounce off of that frag. Putting XSET back in a very tough position again. For XSET, it's either the case that they can challenge the default early on, or they play really passive. When they've been playing passive, their retakes haven't been working out, and they've not quite found the success there. There has been some close rounds in that regard, but generally they haven't found success there. And when they're trying to attack early on, we saw it in that last round, it backfired and they got punished as well. So it's almost feeling like for XSET right now, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
right? You see him trying to sort out who can buy, who can't. It's been a little jarred. I mean, that'll happen when you got somebody saving and blade storming and then buying. So you work around those, the sheriffs, to help from a little bit longer of range, but a full save for Thwifo there with the expensive cost of Cypher utility. Round 10. We've just started off on this one. Map number 2. Quinn's going to open it up on a Thwifo a little bit too far on the leap as he tries to get a peek C-Long. Almost the push as well from Pure to get a kill for himself as they are trying to trade back. It's just not going in their favor.
Definitely. It's this time Gen.G's not in a position to pounce for a C-split, but still, they're 5 versus 4 up. There's a lot of time left on the clock, so what they can do here is they can, as you can see, they're forcing a lot of fear towards that A site, that there's a big rotation for the defenders. Then they can just go into the spots on the map that are open, such as B or C, and that's exactly what's happening right now. Completely out of position on the defense, XSET, and Gen.G will walk into the B site for free. Sean is clearing it out, and they don't have to commit the spike here as well. They can maybe force some mistakes here. They're faking the plant initially, trying to get someone to jump out, and there comes the push. Aaron's going to pull out the showstopper, and after the trades are said and done, is actually not looking too bad here for XSET.
I love the fact that they ran the strat this round, only peppering B every so often, especially when you get Thwifo down first and all that utility's gone. Now the fight for B comes in. Sean was able to get way too many kills in the site before they were able to take him down. However, Aaron trying to do what he can with Kale. On point with that aim. Eagle eye between the eyes of Aaron. There's the sonar. Fake plant twice. He can still have the ping on him. This is up to BCJ. And a very, very big round to possibly make it a 7-5 here on the first half.
Yeah, that was really well played. I think it's interesting because, you know, Gen.G could have played that out in the mid rounds in one of two ways. They opted to go for B, and it was quite smart because they knew that XSET were in a pretty tough position and that you want to try to attack the site when the player is planting the spike. So they were faking it a couple times to actually force a push through the dark cover whilst they were holding it. But even still, XSET found some great timings, great engagements, used the utility well. Aaron with the showstopper, that really made the difference. So maybe back here as we get an aggressive push on C-Long from XSET. If this works out, that could be huge, but that one cam, the value is insane. They get 2 off of the back of that, and it's again another desperate scenario for XSET.
They try and dash immediately into the site. It is going to be a 4v2 as the rest of Gen.G just create chaos and space, making their way in. BCJ and Thwifo now doing their damnedest to get these guns out of the hands of Gen.G. and give themselves a possibility for a few more rounds as they see the fight's going to start in Garage.
Oh, great stuff there from Michael again. Well, the 7-5 is not going to happen at this rate. It's looking like it could very well be a 9-3 XSET. It just seems like anything that they try is not working out. This was a great play, I think, to try to make because they know that C-Long has been very consistently played for in these defaults from Gen.G. So trying to take the push there, I think, was really smart. Yeah. But they were in a spot where either they had to commit there or, well, they probably just had to commit there even though the cam was up. It's just so tough to make that call. It just feels impossible, honestly. I don't think you can fault them from trying to back away at that point and abort.
Get a slow A here with the Sova drone over towards C. Nice paints to start off. I love the push from Aaron. Oh, through the wall, takes a shot to the shoulder. Aaron's going to try to push there. Kusta is more than ready and waiting with the vandal across his hip. And now BCJ is going to be in the site alone. How far can he get before Kusta may find another? Takes one out. I love the distraction coming in from Weeded there. That was a beautiful play.
Yeah, it's huge here from Gen.G, this push as well. Oh, I mean, it's the last round, so they have to go for it. But if we look at what they're working with, it's pretty rough. It is pretty rough. Paranoia is available, though, for Weeded. Looks like he's just going to send it straight through. Site. I mean, there's so many spots that they can be standing in. It's just very difficult, and they'll both go down instantly. So 9-3 at the end of the first half for Gen.G, and it feels pretty disheartening if you're XSET for sure, because there was a lot of things I think that they did right, but they just couldn't win the fights. They didn't get the timings they were looking for, and Gen.G just performed extremely well on some of their entries as well. Like Sean has some great entries into the sides off of the run it back. The holds like this were just really strong. So Gen.G looking like they're outclassing, just simply outclassing XSET currently.
The post-plant crossfires and just playing off contact, knowing when the team can peak and cannot, has really set Gen.G above this game. 14-5, Sean on top. BCJ 10 and 11 trying to frag out. Pure, his last map was his again, but it seems to just be too much weight right now as he can't seem to find the frags, and Gen.G is getting the better of him in these trades. Here we are on to our second. Let's see what they have for pistol down.
Looking like garage control might be the order of the day here for XSET, but Gen.G definitely have the ability to play retake on C. I think GMD has to survive. That paranoia is going to be money. So that's going to be the thing that will allow his teammates to just retake really effectively here. There goes the paranoia, sent straight through to the side, and in comes the rest of Gen.G. Win to open it up, Sean to back him up, and it's looking strong at the beginning at least. But XSET, they answer back really strong as well, and it's down to Michael to try to save the day here, but he'll get taken down. XSET hanging on by a thread, but they do hang on, and that's round 4 on the board for them.
Talking about Pure a little bit, it is not setting him back mentally that he's down there. It doesn't matter. He's still doing a great job. Was a big component of why that round was a win. Getting in, opening up the plant, and then staying alive for the time that he did so BCJ can come up with that other shot for help. They stay in it, 9-4. That first one's hopefully going to rack them up a few more is what they're thinking. And we'll see how they start this off with a quick dart to just see if there's a push down there.
Standing ahead.
It's going to be C, though.
4-man push. Let's go. Oh, this is the spot, though, isn't it? Oh! Well, maybe not. That's interesting. We have a round on our hands now because you can see the run here from from Gen.G. They're gambling that it's going to be A because they know 4 players. They just showed 4 players on C long, so they know their only reaction from XSET is going to be rush A. So. And they have the man advantage. This could be doable here for Gen.G.
You love to see these gamble rounds, DDK, and how they might play out. It really stretches the team thin as they start to enter the site. Trades going back and forth. And it's going to be a quick round for XSET. Yeah.
That's great for them. They convert. And it is funny because, the kill is made on C long. But at the same time, it's almost a double-edged sword because it allows the team that's on the buy to be actually able to just take a side for free. And usually in rounds like that, when you're on pistols, it feels impossible to retake with only pistols. But either way, into the buy rounds, obviously there are some Spectres still in play. And that's something that I'm sure Gen.G will be counting on.
Up to A. How does XSET play this one? Trying to see if anybody's grabbing info right to the smoke. Jet on jet action, and Pure takes down Win. That's going to be a big frag as they swap out the weapons. Vandal now coming up top. Shock Dart doesn't do too much as it falls just behind, but McHale's going to stay for the fight as he gets paranoid, and we're going on A.
Big kill from Michael, though, trying to hold things down. Nice follow-up to Gen.G. That's going to allow them to have a very solid retake effort. Aaron trying to go forwards, trying to take the action straight to the defenders, but it's now down to just Viper, and the spike is not even planted. Didn't have time, didn't have space, and now they don't have the round. It's Gen.G 10 and XSET 5.
Just able to shut it down. Losing Win in the beginning is an impact frag. Coming in for XSET, they get into the site and just a few in the back are able to really start shutting it down. Maybe not enough util to cover once they're in, but Gen.G they seem fearless trying to get back in there.
Wow, this is a nice spot.
16 on the board for your round. Who's going to be able to take this one? Quick Roomba down low. They know Quinn's pushed up once again. He's saying maybe they won't think I do it twice. Comes a Hunter Fury. Goes down A. Uh-oh, that's going to be a quick shot as Quinn takes down Pure.
That was... I don't know if it was intended that way, but it ended up being such a bait. Oh my god. That feels pretty rough. If you're XSET again, I feel like I've been saying that a lot. And they're forced to go for a mid play here. Kusta takes down Weeded. It gets worse. They needed that pick to find, at least force some rotation and give them something extra to work with. Viper at least takes down GMD. Kusa makes a forward play, and that's going to be capitalized upon. XSET finding the forward timings now. BCJ punishing due to that fact. And there goes the B plant. Still not done though in the 2v2 as Sean works his way in from Garage.
Exactly where you are.
Oh, they have to go now. They know exactly what's going on. Thanks to the neural theft, Queen is going to be coming forward, and BCJ is taking the confident battles. Love to see it.
XSET needs these rounds. Actually, it actually is looking good for them. Hwin obviously has Blade Storm, and there's a run it back, so they could probably expect something towards Garage this time. But I feel like a lot of what Gen.G's been able to work off of is Mikhail having great games so far, having those Hunter's Furies, causing so much disruption. Hwin and Sean and they're working with that utility over their shoulder, being able to break the movement mold, get into the site, and really mess around with how XSET is trying to defend seems to benefit them here. All going towards one side. That's going to be a quick one. And the family photo of C Long benefits XSET here. Let's see how they can get in.
Oh no! Oh no! Come the Blade Storm, and just for a second, your heart drops. You think it's possible. Win does get shut down though. He's been imperious so far in this series, and XSET looking like they're gonna be able to deal with this though. The spike will be planted. Not really the power of weaponry for GMD or his teammate. Michael sitting also. Well, it is a sheriff, but no position to work from. And the pressure coming through the suppressing fire from BCJ will keep the defenders at arm's length for now.
One enemy remaining.
And I love this. In a great decisive play from XSET, just sending it up C long, running into a couple players. That's a bit of fortune on their end, and it's again, it's really encouraging to see that. I feel like on the first half they did get a little bit unfortunate, so it's good to see some of that serendipity going their way this time.
I feel like they had the all right, we got this deep breath conversation a few rounds ago. It just seems like they're playing much more comfortable. Those corner checks aren't just like jump peaks that they're trying to get out of. They're fully committing with a few people behind them. And we'll see if they continue to do this. They feel like Long C is going to get peaked again. They say, all right, let's take the fight. Maybe if we drone first, we have the advantage. Last time it was a Roomba, and it does look like it'll be drone first. Smoke comes out, and they can't really take advantage of too much here. Oh, my.
That's a very quick and very important trade there from Pura. Ooh, Kusa just dodging the Hunter's Fury. Now, they probably shouldn't commit at this point. Too much time has passed since those initial engagements. They know the rotation is in. So they're holding position, and they're hoping that either they get a peek for info from the defenders, they get a kill, then go in, or enough time passes, and the defenders will have to rotate off if they don't get info. And that's what they're waiting for. One of those two options.
Still have Hwin hanging out over on A. Vandal's ready. And it looks like he may be the first one to find the next bit of action, unless mid is going to be what's hit. Like you said, Cam there really nicely plays for B. They don't have to offer too much aggression from the defensive side, so they can stay floating. But it actually looks like they're kind of reading it here. Mikhail thinks he's going to be seeing something soon. XSET is so ready to just play this one out to the last 20 seconds. They're going to put the pressure on and make Gen.G play this a little sweaty.
I think this is really smart. They forced Gen.G into a spot where they have to play 2 to a site. And if they get these initial entries, they'll win the round. But it comes down to that, and they'll take down GMDs up to Kusa. 70 points of health. Where's the timing? Look through the 3 quick ones. And just like that, Kusa, he could have saved the day. The spike has to be grabbed. There's just enough time to plant it. But can BCJ keep himself alive? The drone is coming. He's going to get tagged. There's no way to stop that. He's in a hell of a lot of trouble in this position. BCJ is up against everything right now. He's been set up by his teammates to succeed, but it's even better for Gen.G thanks to Kusta with an insane trio of kills from nowhere.
You failed. Now sleep.
That was incredible, that round. You feel like you have the world on top of your shoulders as soon as your teammate goes down, and doing so much work. You know, back in the day playing, you do 2 and you kill 2, you've done your job. You get in a third one, you're basically winning the round for your team in an instance like that. So props to Kusta.
Yeah, and to get that third one too, he was still holding down mouse 1 and he just started running with it. So it's so insane like how that third kill comes into being, and it just changed the rounds this game, that could be the moment that really tips the game now. It felt like XSET were really on track, but we'll see if they can recover from that. It won't mean too much if they can win this round. And they're actually just going for it towards A. They're not defaulting. They're not playing it slow. They're just going for the commitment towards A. But there's 3 players here.
A lot of util used without any return. This could help Gen.G as they just now have to fire. There's no extra util there for XSET. There was a nade, a showstopper, and people. Where are the smokes? Where's the distraction? Where's the chaos? Of course Gen.G is going to hit these shots.
That's really rough for XSET, just because that was just a great read from Gen.G. They were gambling that early in the early round timings. It was more likely there would be a lot of action towards the A site, and that was just a phenomenal read. You can see that XSET had no idea that there would be 3 players here. They're hoping that there's going to be 1 player, maybe like that there's going to be a light hold and a retake setup, something like that. But it was far from that, of course.
Gen.G's making it look clean. Credit to them as well. They're giving XSET a tough time here as XSET battling back to grab these rounds here in the second half, and they're doing a damn good job at it, but it is game point. Their backs are against the wall, turning lights on the line here as Gen.G looks to move on if they can take this round. 21-14 from BCJ, the Sova initiator, popping off this game. Hopefully doing a little bit more for his team as they start to peek this C long, a place where they found a few early picks and possible advantages in previous rounds.
He's going to have the Hunter's Fury now as well.
Yeah.
And so there's definitely some opportunities. That Sean on the run it back, though, that's something that scares me for XSET's chances. I feel like that could be very dangerous. After that initial pressure, though, they will reset back out, running towards the A side of the map here. And how long will it take Gen.G to sort of realize this? At the moment, Gen.G are maybe expecting that XSET will just sit and then re-exec into the C side of the map.
Right.
We did get the info play with from the shadows from GMD just now, so it seems like Gen.G is starting to piece it together.
Win on top of the box, looking for a 1-in dash. Not gonna find it just yet, so he falls off quickly. Here, XSET now trying to get inside. A little bit more util used right off the bat, so they push Gen.G back into it, and now they've gained a bit of ground. We did, gonna throw that spike down, and now the post plant is on for XSET.
Yeah, they did a really good job to get into this position. The retakes, or rather holding some of these sites, have been very difficult against Gen.G. They are playing out of their minds. A run it back again is available. There it is. It gets popped by Sean as he makes his way forward, trying to clear space, trying to trade out for his teammates. Not going to happen, though. It's looking pretty damn good right now for XSET, holding on to things. Sean is the last left, and he's going to be the last to fall in the round as XSET come to completion, and they managed to save themselves, bringing themselves up another round. They're trying to come back in this one. They're gonna have to force an overtime. It is an uphill struggle, to say the least, for XSET, but at least they're still in it.
Absolutely. It's so great to see that mentality shift is still positive, or not even mental shift if it's still there, just positive for XSET. They're not feeling like they have to play to not lose. They're still playing to win. They're getting into the sights. They're not afraid of Gen.G, even after all these rounds. Blade Storm might slow them down here, a neural uplink if they lose someone early, but they do have the Hunter's Fury. We've seen that a lot now on site entries, Dan. Instead of plants, we've seen that Hunter's Fury used to create chaos and open up these sites. Sean with a good push to start here.
Yeah, that's a great catch from Aaron there. And you may expect to have seen Weeded actually holding the C-long push. It's more typical of the Omens to use a TP to do that as opposed to a satchel being used from the Rays. So I wonder if they can gather too much info. And it's a reset back into the A site. And Michael's able to pick up an orbit to get his Hunter's Fury this round as well. So we know that that's very useful on the retakes. There's no run it back left available. So in terms of the ultimate economy, XSET's looking pretty strong here. And it is, though, the site that being given up for free, using from the shadows to clear things. We did now has that held position. But Kusta, can he cause any problems here with this Odin from heaven?
Shots start coming in. Here's the chaos coming in from one of those Hunter's Furies. Remembers, BCJ's is back and still safe. He's running. He is heading for the high hills right now, and he's going to start firing it off. This is going to go towards the entry, slowing down the entry instead of the post plant. They don't even want Gen.G in that spike site, and it's a good hold so far. It looks like XSET may have this one locked down.
Oh, great trades coming through from XSET. They did an excellent job, and I think you made such a good point there, Riv, about using that Hunter's Fury to delay the push, because especially at that timing, Weeded had just died, so it's pretty good to just give some breathing room to the remainder of XSET so they can position in a way that's beneficial after losing that player and sort of reset that situation and allow themselves to take more control, burn more time. So it just you know, a lot of people might think, especially in matchmaking, you're playing more for yourself and you're going to be saving that for when they get onto the spike. But if you're going to, you know, you got teammates alive, don't allow them to even get on the spike.
Gotta love it. Little innovations, the min-maxing we're still seeing here all the way through as Valorant still hits that professional scene. Oh, okay, Hwin. He's getting pretty aggressive here. Let's see what he can do. Nope.
Juking the drone there. This is a little bit scary.
Everywhere.
Oh, you got to be very careful of what Hwin's able to accomplish. You can see that XSET are trying to take this slow. They've got lots of time. They don't need to rush things here. It's actually Gen.G that are feeling a little bit more like, okay, we've got to do something in this timing before they start moving towards the site. They've got players in position. It's a bit of a stalemate right now, but Hwin dropping the smoke, suggesting maybe that he's repositioning away from that smoke. And now Kusa's creeping up. This is extremely scary because if Kusa finds one, that's a problem. But XSET looks like they're good for the frags here. And I think the worst is, of course, being dealt with. And you know, Sean might get one with this Sheriff. The ion cannon, love it.
Yeah, free headshots, as I always say. A lot of those plays we just saw as well made on the opportune time of just something else happening on the map. Actually, we gotta focus on Sean here. Oh, he's gonna make some moves. Almost able to hit that off of the tracer fire on Thwifo as he takes a bit of damage. But yeah, knowing there was such a hold there from Thwifo on Hwin pushed up. But the moment Mikhail was able to find a kill and there was disruption on the screen, right? Something coming up, a frag, that's when Thwifo peaked. The moment you might be thinking about something else, you have to use those moments to your advantage in any type of gameplay at any level.
Yeah, and this round we'll see a different position from Hwin with the operator. Previously, he was working C long, he's going back to short. It looks like he may get aggressive, and XSET have been trending much more towards the A lobby side of the map, so he might get an opening pick here, and that could really cripple the beginning of this round. Actually just dropping the, because we saw the boombot coming through, so he has to give up that play. That's actually huge, and that's going to give a long control to XSET. They do have C long control as well. They've got mid as well. So it's all about resetting now. You can see them falling back out of this position. That forces Gen.G to have to regain information. And there's usually a delay before a team will do that. And there it is. The drone will clear A long. And Gen.G realize they're rotating off.
Ping. You know, Dan, that's something we pointed out as it looks like they're going to hit C, is that XSET would kind of give up too much info, not stay in areas, and have to then reconsider what they can take. Now that may be a situation over towards A, but they had that C coverage. Now they move as a death ball, and this has worked for them. Power and numbers for the team trading off each other. We'll see how much they work off of this drone. Alts up is Thwifo's Neural Link, Blade Storm, as well as the showstopper to just Kusta's Neural Uplink. So here's the garage play coming in from XSET.
They burned the paranoia on C, so I think they always want to finish C here, so they're resetting into that. They wanted to try to force a rotation, didn't come through, but oh, they get the entries, Riv, and it's not looking too bad. But Kusta, this guy, he's been the man that's caused problems in the past on this site, but they'll take him down.
I don't know how that happened. He drew the most beautiful picture with ammo behind both of them. I've never seen that. Oh, it looked like the crosshair was right on it. You know, we've all been there. 12 to 10, that spike has been planted, and it looks so good here for XSET. This is something you want to see from the teams in the top 8. Not that they just fall behind and can't iterate to find ways in.
And I just love how they played the flow of this round, because they, with that really strong presence, A lobby at the beginning of the round, and the boombot forced back Hwin, so Hwin couldn't get an opportunity to pick with the operator. He couldn't get an opportunity to really do anything. He had to give it up, and he fell into the site. Then they had to burn a drone. Early round, they had to burn a drone, which is extremely valuable, but you know, usually the mid round, to clear A long to just determine that they rotated off. Then they're like, okay, they're going C. So the pressure comes in C, and the paranoia gets burned, but still there's so much time happening because of how quick XSET are moving. They can reset again. So they've wasted all the info utility, all the defense utility, and then they get to re-exec onto an Omen that doesn't have the paranoia. So yeah, the way that XSET played that round was awesome.
This is gonna be fun. Blocking sight. Get out of my way.
Nowhere to run!
Here comes this Fury coming in from BCJ. Really needs a connection there. Doesn't manage to find it. A little bit of actually no damage done to Gen.G, and they got that opening bit of damage that, or rather, they got that opening pick. Sorry, I should say. Gen.G against XSET. So XSET, one more round's all they need, but I think this is the first round in a while, and they're going to start down 4 versus 5. They're going to mix things up, going for a heavy presence towards B. Win is going to get another one. Kuska swinging for the next, looking like a fantastic defense, not even able to get through the door. Completely denied XSET, and Pura coming through. Wow, okay. Did he just get a headshot with a knife and not get the kill? I don't even know, but it's the flawless round for Gen.G. Gen.G lock it down 2-0 against XSET. Great performance from them, and that's going to be them moving forward. And XSET